What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Jay, and I'm back with another video. And since, you know, in this time in the world right now we're going through, it's real rough and real tough. Quarantine and coronavirus and everything like that. So I've been house bored, and I'm just like thinking of video ideas. And I watched Serum, if y'all don't know who that is. But she do these murder mystery makeup videos every Monday. But she do her makeup and she talk about true crime stories, and I got addicted to her channel at a point in time, and I like binge watched all the videos when I used to work at my old job, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like she's exactly what I need. I actually asked y'all down in the community if y'all into true crime videos, but y'all clearly ignoring me, but it's cool because I'm doing it anyway. Warning, this story contains decapitation, stabbing, and cannibalism. So July 30th, 2008, Tim McClain was a carnival worker, and he was trying to get some rest on the Greyhound bus as he was traveling from Edmonton, Alberta, which is in Canada. I think I pronounced it right. He was traveling from Edmonton to Winnipeg, Manitoba, which is in Canada as well. I'm clearly from the United States, so like their states and cities is like also new to me. He was traveling on the bus trying to get from point A to point B. He was coming straight from work, like just doing the carnival show, so he was trying to get some rest and just like stay to himself or whatever, not really trying to be bothered with nobody else. His seat was in the back of the bus, so bus and very back was his seat, but so he was like away from everybody and they noise or whatever. However, he was right in front of the bathroom, so people that were getting up and walking back and forth to the bathroom kept him up a bit. So in order for him to try and get some sleep, he decided, like, you know what, let me just get my headphones, put these on, and block everybody out, which is what I do on the dailies. Bus got to Erickson, which is another city in Canada, obviously. A tall Chinese man in his 40s by the name of Vincent Lee boarded the bus. When he got on the bus, he sat in the front, but then for whatever reason changed his mind, and then he sat in the back right next to our friend Tim. Now, Vincent is originally from China, but he moved to Canada for whatever reason. But when he was in China, he had a computer degree and he utilized it. But once he moved to Canada, like, he was doing like simple jobs that doesn't require like any type of education or special skills to do. His co-workers would say that he seemed pretty enthusiastic about his job. His co-workers would say he seemed happy and enthusiastic at the Grant Memorial Church. At times, he was even a forklift driver, a greeter at Walmart, and he even delivered newspapers. Vincent had a wife named Anna that he supported working all of these jobs. When I was reading this, I'm like, Anna must don't work because he working all these odd ass jobs. Like, that's 4 jobs. He working at the church, Walmart, forklifting, newspapering, like. In June 2008, Vincent was fired from Walmart, unfortunately, due to a disagreement between him and another co-worker. And so shortly after he got fired from Walmart, he eventually asked for time off at his newspaper job. So after he asked for time off at the newspaper job, he had a job interview in Winnipeg. So that's why Vincent was on the bus, on the Greyhound bus, because he had some business to take care of. On July 29th, 2008, Vincent boarded a bus and rode it all the way to Erickson. He took a bus and he rode it all the way to Erickson. And when he got to Erickson, waiting on the Greyhound bus to get him to Winnipeg, he was just like sitting out on a bench and like sat there overnight out on the side of this grocery store. So he just sat there overnight and was just like sitting straight up, eyes wide open, just alert like this, like very creepy. when people would like pass him and stuff like that, it was as if he didn't realize that they were there. And the only person that would talk to him, was this 15-year-old boy named Darren. And Vincent ended up selling Darren his laptop for $60. Now the next day, June 30th, 2008, is when Vincent boarded the bus for heading to Winnipeg, Erickson to Winnipeg. And that's when Vincent got on the bus, remember, and sat next to Tim. Remember Tim, he's like in his own world with the headphones on, trying to get some rest, get some sleep, because he got shit to do, and he just came from work, working a long shift, you feel me? So Vincent is like sitting still being creepy like he was at the bus stop, and like just in his own world, just like, again, just very creepy. Next thing you know, he pull a knife out his pocket and just start stabbing Tim in the neck out of nowhere. Tim screamed after the first stab to the neck, and then Vincent stabbed him again in the chest. He got that second stab in the chest. That's when people on the bus start getting alert, like, hold on, what's going on? Like, so they all start screaming, realizing it's a crazy Chinese man stabbing this man on the bus. So they're just trying to get to safety, get the hell away from that nigga. So while everybody is running and trying to get away off the bus, Vincent is repeatedly stabbing Tim just over and over and over again in the chest and in the neck. The bus driver hops up, you know, is trying to tell everybody, like, get off the bus, get off the bus. Before he exits off the bus, he hit the kill switch on the engine so Vincent wouldn't be able to try and escape off the bus. Now the bus is immobilized. Everybody's off the bus. This one man, he notices, like, when he's just outside, he's like looking for his wife. He notices his wife is still on the bus in fear, like fear paralysis, I guess. She was just stuck in utter fear, like she couldn't move. She was just like, so he realized his wife is still on the bus, and he like, gotta get my bitch, or I gotta get my wife. So he goes back on the bus. He notices Vincent is still just repeatedly stabbing Tim in the neck and in the chest. So he gets his wife and yanks her up out of that and gets her off the bus like a real one should, because I mean, he could have been so scared that he didn't even want to do that. I know my man would have came back and got me. So the passengers, they're all outside the bus lined up, scared as fuck. Now while all this crazy ass shit going on the bus, one of the passengers, the bus driver, and a truck driver who was passing by and noticed all these people outside the bus. I believe a lady, he said like, he got a gun. I mean, not a gun. What? He got a knife. I promise I'm not making this story up, y'all. The truck driver had tools like a crowbar and like a hammer and stuff like that. So they were able to trying to get on the bus to help Tim out and try and get him off the bus, because he's the only one that's still just on the bus, still getting mangled by this man, this crazy maniac Asian man. But in their attempts to try and save Tim, Vincent noticed the guys coming. As soon as he seen them coming, he like lashed at them like through the doors, like he got his arm through the door and was like, shh. But he didn't come off the bus or anything. Like, his main focus was killing Tim for whatever reason, because these guys don't even know each other. So the guys, they, you know, scared as fuck, they don't want to die, so they ran. So unfortunately, they were unable to save Tim. So Tim is still getting mangled and mauled by Vincent on this bus, while the passengers are scared as fuck out their mind and like waiting for more help to come. All they can do is watch the murder continue to happen. And so Vincent, on some weird ass creepy shit, decided to decapitate Tim's head. And after he decapitated it, he raised it up, a trophy, like blank face. Just weird as hell. The police didn't arrive on the scene until an hour after the fact of being called. The whole time while they're waiting on the police to come, Vincent never chilled out on Tim. He just either continued to stab at him or this is next. This man Vincent decided to cut off pieces of Tim's flesh and eat it. Mom, where are you? When the police finally got on the scene, they seen like the passenger that I mentioned, you know, that had the like the tools and everything like that. They seen that they were battling to keep Vincent on the bus so he couldn't try and escape. And at one point he even tried to drive the bus and leave, but remember, the bus driver hit the kill switch so the engine wouldn't work and he couldn't leave, which is very, very, very It reminded me of some like Jeepers Creepers type shit. Some of the passengers, while witnessing everything that that Vincent was doing to Tim, eating his flesh, and some was vomiting, some was just crying. Like, I can only imagine trying to just stay level-headed in a situation like that. And when Vincent wasn't trying to get off the bus, he just continued to cut off more pieces of Tim's flesh and eat. Truly freaky, truly questioning. He even started like playing with the passengers, like trying to make them even more psyched out. He like had Tim's head and like thrust it against the window, thrust his head and drop it. Super duper 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 creepy. At about 1:30, Tim decided to break the standoff of him and the police. He tried to escape by smashing a window, seeing he wasn't paying attention, so they immediately went in, attacked him, and they aimed like taser guns and electrocuted him with thousands of volts of electricity. Just sound painful as fuck. I mean, Vincent fell down to the ground after getting electrocuted with all those volts of electricity. Once the police officers got him off the bus, they patted him down. They found Tim's ears, nose, and tongue in his pocket. But guess what? Never found Tim's eyes and his heart. All the other pieces of Tim's body that he didn't eat, that was in his pocket, he had them in bags on the bus. When the media arrived, they covered the story, of course, in very great shock. It took a long time to assess what like really happened, what made this seemingly mild-mannered man turn into this vicious killer. It took a year before they actually went to trial. Once the case went to trial, the judge ruled that it was second-degree murder. However, Vincent was not criminally responsible. Pled insanity. He's seen a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist said that Vincent, God spoke to him. He heard these voices in his head of God, and he needed to save everyone from aliens. All right. And guess what? Since he wasn't criminally responsible for murdering Tim and cutting off his head and eating his body parts and eyes and heart, because I mean, where were they? Sent to a crazy house, basically a mental institution out in Canada, and served his time there. Up my lashes and eyeliner, and then I'll come right back so I can tell you the aftermath of all. In 2009, Vincent was sentenced so he can serve his time at a mental institution out in Canada versus going to prison for serving his time, or getting a death penalty, for eating a whole man and stuff like that in front of people at that. That's Canada and their business. So in February of 2017, Vincent was freed. And he also changed his name. He changed his name to Will Lee Baker against Greyhound and the Attorney General of Canada for $150,000. Their lawsuit is still up in limbo, like, to this day. Two of the female passengers, they were trying to sue Greyhound, RCMA, which is Royal Canadian Mounted Police. I think I said that wrong. It should be RCMP. And they also tried to sue the Governor of Canada for having a witness viewing a man decapitate a man. Like, I would need something for that too. I'm pretty fucking post-traumatic stressed. Both of the ladies, they were suing for $3 million. However, they ended up dropping their lawsuit because Greyhound, they have some type of act or something like that, or insurance or something like that, where it's like whatever happens on the bus, it's like no fault, not their fault. In 2014, one of the first responding officers came on the scene. He ended up committing suicide because he had post-traumatic disorder. And this is the crazy part. So Tim had a pregnant girlfriend who he was actually on his way to go see. Ended up never making the visit, obviously, due to the murder and stuff like that. But his girlfriend, she was pregnant, and I believe 5 months later, in December, she ended up having their baby. Their baby is now 11 years. He'll be 11 this year, 2020. It's pretty fucked up how this traumatic situation where one person killed another person, but it affected all of these people. I'm quite sure everyone on that bus has PTSD. The truck driver that came through to help, he has PTSD. So he deals with it with anger. He's an alcoholic now, and he stated that he drinks just to go to sleep. Like, I can only imagine, like, every night it's like a battle of the nightmares. I don't even know what to say. Like, I was about to say something really dumb, like shout out to the people, like that's not what I meant. What I'm trying to interpret is like my heart goes out to the families and everyone who was on the bus, all the passengers, including the bus driver who had to witness that, and the truck driver who had to witness such a crazy event and traumatic event in their life. Because I only can imagine. You know, what you think of this video? If you're into the true crime videos, if you into me doing my makeup while I do the true crime videos, do you prefer if I don't do my makeup and just report the story, or if you prefer I don't do it at all? But to be honest, if you feel I shouldn't do it at all, let me know why, because I feel like I'm going to keep giving it another go around. Subscribe to my channel and like this video if you liked it. If you don't like it, please make sure to thumbs it down. You know what I mean? Peace out. I'm out.